Welcome back to the AoT Chronicles, an Attack on Titan podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ronny.
And I'm Chad.
Whoa, we're really bringing the southern vibe today.
I'm hyped today, boy.
Are you?
Season 4, it's here.
Season 4, Episode 1, Episode 60, The Other Side of the Sea.
Oh, baby, dude.
I like what they did.
I never thought we would get here. I always thought we would get to the sea. That would be the end of the show. But no, we're past it.
We had the Season 3 titles with the Season 4 title, and I liked what they did with The Other Side of the Sea. Chad, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great today.
Are you even excited? Because I've got some questions.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm off a cold brew, one of those Irish cream nitro brews.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure you're excited, because we had said... You were like, what time do you want me to come over and do this thing? I said, literally, bro, I'm hyped. Come over as soon as it drops. You said, okay. You told me 3:45 was the time that was going to be.
Yep.
At 3:46, I get a text from you. I'm already wondering where you're at. I want to get this thing going. You said, gonna stop and get a cold brew real quick.
Yeah, and guess what? It was a good decision of mine because I checked Twitter. Crunchyroll didn't work for people for 30 minutes.
Oh, people were saying, huh?
People were saying.
We did. We got a little nervous. We tried to queue up the episode, and it was buffering and tried to kick us out, but we stayed. We saw. We conquered. But yeah, we have seen the episode twice now. We did the first viewing all natural.
Yep.
And then bust out the laptops. That's right, I said the laptops because Chaz is so fake. Mr. Notebook King over here just typed up the notes
I got
on
my
the
laptop out now. I have terrible typing form. I've told you this before. I'm not a great typer, but I feel like I did all right today.
God, you're just so fake, making it seem like, oh yes, I prefer the notebook. I prefer pen to paper until I managed to purchase a laptop, and then I'm a laptop guy. So
I forgot my notebook at home. I know you don't carry that stuff here, but I will be back on the caveman grind next week. I'll tell you that.
We'll see. What did you think of this episode? First episode of Season 4, a new era of AoT began.
It was kind of what I expected. Well, not
Really?
entirely. Not entirely. It was. I expected to see a lot of. Well, I think I even told you this before. I thought I was going to get a lot of Reiner and Zeke, and maybe some of like what happens right after the Battle of Shinganshina. But we're in the future now, and
we are in the future. Yeah. We'd kind of discussed before what we were expecting to see, what we wanted to see, and that's what you said. You thought a lot of Reiner and Zeke. My take was this was going to be basically like a brand new pilot. Like it was going to be first episode of Attack on Titan all over again. And I felt like we got that. And it was in a little bit of a different way than I might have thought. But this one worked for me. I wasn't sure the first 5 minutes. I didn't know what to think, but then some things happened and I got there.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I was a little off-put at the beginning, like what's going on? And then once you kind of finally realize... and you get a hint of the other side of the sea and how it's been going down for a while.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is pretty hype.
So we're going to mix up our, what do you call it? Basically our method of doing the podcast, our format. Just because before what we were doing was we wanted it to be like a straight up summary of the episodes for anyone who, maybe didn't have time to sit down and watch everything. They were at work, wanted to listen through the podcast, but still have exactly, know what was going on. At this point, we feel like most people are probably watching along with us, so we're still going in order. We're still going scene by scene, but it's not going to be as much line by line as we were doing before. Mm-hmm. And if you don't like it as much, let us know at thepodcastchronicles@gmail.com, but we're just going to have more of a free-flowing conversation, I feel like, because everything's fresh. We watched it together.
And this episode is definitely fresh.
Yeah. And I mean, we saved everything for the cast. We
haven't even talked really about any of it.
Very minimum have we talked about what was going on. We bounced a couple questions off of each other, but let's go ahead and get into it if you don't have anything else to say.
I'm ready.
So we open up on a young man who's laying in the middle of a battlefield. His name is Falco. We've got so many new characters to go through, so try and stick with us.
And this is the very beginning of the trailer as well. This is literally,
Yep. And he's staring up at a bird who he's telling to fly far away because basically this place sucks. And he's saved by a guy named Colt.
Apparently, is his brother, is what he says.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep. He said, well, he could just be meaning...
They look like brothers. But
Yeah.
this is why it's good we're both here.
And this could just
Something
be
I
like my comrade brother. He could be meaning it in that way.
I think that might have been what I thought, but
Yeah.
I think they could be brothers because I definitely see that. I guess I was too focused on just this new era because we see machine guns just tat-tat-tatting all over the place.
Bruh, blew some freaking domes off in this scene right here. Jeez,
this is intense. So Colt gets Falco back, and fellow soldiers drag him into a trench. Some commanding officers walk out of a room. Hey, what are they doing in there?
Well, they're probably being Marlians and a bunch of cowards.
Just like a battle going on, and they're like inside playing poker or Go Fish. Like, there's no technology. They're not looking at anything.
You know what it shows? These guys are scumbags.
They try to sneak it by us by not letting us know what they're doing, but we see right through them. They're in a room while all this is going on.
Yeah. Let's leave it to the 12-year-olds.
So it's established that these two commanding officers, they ask for a status report, and Colt says that the Eldian unit at the front got blown away.
So this Colt guy seems like he's the head of this squad. He's like the captain of whatever squad we're seeing right now.
I can see that, and he is indeed an Eldian.
Yep.
So right there, we get that established to begin with, that this is the Marlian army, but they've already got the Eldians as the front unit.
And the commander of the Marlian unit, his name was Commander Maggot. I think it was something else, but this guy's a maggot.
See, we didn't talk about this. They made it way too easy for us. Like, come on, guys. You got to make this a challenge. Are you kidding me? This guy's name's Commander Maggot.
The last guy in season 3 was Gross.
Right.
Like, come on.
Well, his name wasn't Gross, was it? Is that what his name actually was?
His name was actually Gross.
I thought that was just something that we were doing. That's hilarious. Okay, yeah, so they are intentionally making it easy, I guess.
The author is setting us up for this.
Yeah, so this is just Commander Maggot. We meet 3 more soldiers. We'll kind of go through names as we get to them. If you've got them as we get to them, you can chime in, Chad. And they establish that they have been in war for 4 years. And that's kind of, we'll get a little bit more of a timeline in a little bit, but we'll just say that for now.
Yeah.
Falco asked, now this was, this is already where the rewatch came in, went right over my head the first time.
Yeah.
Kind of went over your head the second time and it might be nothing. Let me clarify that.
No. You put a bolt of lightning in my brain.
I stopped it and you went, what? And I went, this kid just says, wasn't I flying around with a sword just now? And there were titans that I ... And that was...
Dude, like you said, this was probably one of the few comments that we actually said to each other. You said that is such an Aaron comment. And that is.
Yep, that is. If that doesn't give you Aaron season 1 vibes, episode 1 vibes, I don't know what possibly could. So...
It honestly gave me the chills a little bit the second time watching it. I feel like it's definitely something important.
For sure.
Yeah.
So this one girl, her name is Gabby, I believe, also known as Baby Hanji.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Are you getting ready to do something gross?
She might be the cunt of season 4. Oh
yeah. So this was also decided thanks to Catherine. She wrote in an email. Chad is back on this cunt bandwagon.
Yeah, I won't say it again because Catherine, let's be honest, took you a while to reply back to us. But I think
we're really delicate. You can't ghost us like that.
Gabby, maybe she might be better than what I think, but she kind of seems like the C word to me.
I'll go ahead and say this. I basically correlated every single one of these new members to someone that we've already know.
I know who Gabby is.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's Hanji.
Oh. So, okay, you're saying just by appearance?
Right. Well, not even by appearance. She's a little crazy. I know that you're going for an Aaron thing. And
I was just going for the suicidal Aaron.
Right. She's got that going for sure, too.
She does kind of look like Hanji.
She does look like just a baby Hanji, and she says Hanji-like things, but then she's crazy like Eren, so she's kind of a mix between the two.
Which, if you really put it that way, is Eren kind of similar to Hanji to begin with, though?
The tempers, yes. Hanji's just like so. She says like just weird, crazy things, whereas I feel like Eren just says dumb things.
And she's just got a fucking beautiful pair on her.
It took us longer for her to not be in the episode. Still, it took us longer than I thought for you to objectify Hanji. So, Gabby says that this is the climax of a 4-year war and that they are trying to take out Fort Slava.
Fort Slava. So that's definitely something we haven't heard yet.
And then another thing is they're trying to sink the Mid-East Allied Forces fleet in this port. So
they're sinking part of their allies, right? That are turned against them, or what does it technically mean by that?
So I don't know if this is... No, I'm assuming that there's just names for forces, like back in World War II, like...
Yeah.
I guess the Nazis thought the Axis powers were like the good guys, while we knew that the Allied powers were the good guys. I think it's something like that.
So it's going for that whole vibe. Okay, that's what I was catching on to.
Like, I mean, they're the Allied forces, which would make you think like, oh, that's the good side, but for the Marlians, that's considered the bad side.
Well, the whole armband thing too definitely brings a whole World War II vibe, and we'll talk about that as well. They're wearing these candidates. Well, I don't even know if we've got to that part, but Gabby, Falco, they're all wearing yellow armbands.
Yeah, you were on armband watch, so you could let us know, because there's a bunch of different colors, and you can kind of go through it. So yeah, they're not... Basically, they're saying, yeah, we want to get rid of this fort, but even more importantly, which this is just good war strategy, we need to get rid of their ships, first and foremost. So then we meet Zofia.
Change it.
You said change it. Also,
add an S.
There was a cop that came and knocked on our door because I guess they had the studio wired, because you also said Zofia is kind of hot.
Okay, I did not say that.
Oh, you didn't say that?
Well, that was when it just showed her face. She looked a little older in the scene, and then I realized...
Incredibly inappropriate, chap.
Well...
Chill out.
As soon as I saw it was Zofia, I changed my mind real quick.
Yeah, Zofia. They continue to talk about how they don't have a whole lot of confidence in the Marlian fleet. Said that it took them 4 years to control the sea, and they lost half their ships doing it.
That is Udo that says that, right?
Yeah, he's another young man with glasses. The only one wearing glasses.
And he's the one that's tying Falco's head and almost squeezing it in half while he's saying that, because he's so angry.
Yeah, I'm getting...
Don't know why he did that, but... I mean, he was just tending to Falco, but...
I'm getting Connie vibes from Udo.
Okay, I like that. What are you getting from Falco?
Falco is Armin through and through, baby. Through and through.
You think he's going to be a smart one?
Zofia's Sasha.
Well, yeah, actually, we'll get into that in a little bit.
Well, see, that's where, I'm not by any means saying these are directly correlations, because to me, also, we kind of see later that maybe Udo has more of a smart guy thing at play. I think Falco just has that like good heart and nature. Wants to be a good teammate. Might not be so much of a warrior himself, but just is a different kind of
He looks
warrior.
to do the right thing more than the actual war thing.
And speaking of warriors, we find out right here, right now, that these are warrior candidates on the front line.
Yeah, and that is why they have yellow armbands, we assume.
And this is for... I like how they just know that the audience is paying attention. Like, they're not saying right up front, hey, these are the people that are trying to get the new Titans. All they say is they call them warriors, and we know. We're like, okay, these are... And I felt like it was... Because we had kind of discussed in the Season 4 preview about how much backstory we were going to get on, like, Reiner, Bert, Annie. And I felt like, in a way, this was really good backstory on them. Because it shows that, it's like... It's a thing that they got to be chosen for.
Yep. And they've kind of went through a similar situation. But I do hope we still get an actual, like, semi-detailed backstory on them and not just through these guys.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This is their final test to decide the successor of the Armored Titan. As we pan up and we see an older, sadder-looking Reiner who's got a beard about the same kind of beard I can grow. Which is to say...
A sadder Reiner? He seems fine.
Not a great one.
He's doing great.
He seems a little depressed. And we get into the new opening credits. Chaz, take it away.
Opening credits, completely new vibe from any credits we've gotten. You know, Red Swan was a different vibe than all the rest. This even changes the tone. I feel like this is a super dark tone. I don't know what you caught from this.
They took your notes about spoilers, I think.
Yes.
I mean, maybe we'll come back and look at it and think, holy crap, but...
Super excited about that. No spoilers. They fucked up on the last one doing that, but I got the chills a little bit with how creepy it was. It almost scares me for the future of the season.
So you got chills, and me personally, after like the 9th flash of colorful smoke, I almost just started cracking up. It was so funny because I was like, obviously, I mean, I was excited to see what it was, but I knew you were super excited. And then like 30 seconds in, all it shows is like a different color of smoke emitting from the screen.
Yeah.
And I just almost lost it.
Because it wasn't even, well, I guess I really wasn't even paying attention to what was actually on the screen that much because I was afraid of spoilers. And the music kind of was just creepy to me. I don't know.
Tons of explosions.
So, yeah, that's what scares me. It just literally looked like a battlefield. Creepy music. And I came up with this theory. Everyone is going to die. Not a single person lives except for Reiner.
Yeah, it's funny that you got that. I didn't get that vibe from it.
You didn't get it?
I don't know what vibe I felt. Like it was, because it wasn't like a slow, sad thing. It was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely different from all the rest, for sure.
Yeah. It wasn't like straight up hype. It wasn't straight up. It was kind of somewhere in like a weird in between. I don't know. So we come back and the troops are discussing who will be the next Armored Titan. And this is when Gabby starts to get real cocky. She's talking about how she's got better grades. Or they're talking about how she's got better grades. But then she claims that, that isn't it. She's just better.
She's just better than... Hey, I'm the ace up our sleeve, okay? That reminded
who
me
does
of
that
Aaron
sound like?
So much.
Gabby says the fate of Marley falls on us Eldians and that they must slaughter that island of devils who've done nothing but make them suffer.
Another Aaron comment, dude. She's just reminding me of Aaron so much this episode.
Wrong team. But at the same time, that's like Aaron, but we heard in episodes 2021 of last season, well, even with Reiner and them up to a certain point, we heard just the devil commentary over and over again about the Eldians on Island Paradise.
That shows how hammered this information has been drilled into him by
for sure
Marley.
But then this was also interesting. She refuses to lose till she frees everyone from the internment zones. So this goes to she's fighting for the Marlians, but it also seems like her own character is driven just to basically still save the Eldians.
Yeah. Dude, it reminds me of Aaron, kind of. The only thing with Aaron, they're both kind of brainwashed in. They didn't know what was on the other side, but...
Yeah, I don't even think this is like an Aaron thing. I think this is probably just what all these kids are thinking. Like, yeah, they're fighting for Marley and they might be brainwashed, but at the same time, I think they just want to try and save their families. And
I wonder how they think they're going to save them. That's going to be interesting to see, too.
I think they just think that if they can wipe out all the Eldians that aren't on Marley, there's no reason for, like... I think they think that it'll be free going, but obviously, like, that's not how...
Yeah.
So she shows that she's constructing a really cool bomb. It's just like 7 bombs taped to each other. That'll get her done, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Colt is reporting to Commander Maggot that they need to rethink their plan of attack. Because right now it seems pretty,
Hey, Colt.
pretty balls to the wall.
Who do you think you're talking to, you stupid Eldian?
Whoa. Yeah. That's pretty much right. He also says, now this was an awesome little nugget here. He tells Commander Maggot that they should let Jaw and Cart loose. That Galliard and Peak.
I think it's Peck. Or, Peok. I don't know.
It's Pieck, so I don't.
That's the thing with these subtitles. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have to rewatch it to see how they say it.
And it
might be Peck though.
Because there's no way. We'll figure it out. Let us know if you know how to say it right.
Yeah, type it out for us.
And so obviously we'll get to those Titans.
Were wrong.
But
we were wrong in the names.
Believe it or not, we couldn't get them right.
Spoiler alert. Crocodilian was not the name of the Titan that we thought.
So that's still, like, is that their Titan names? Because how weak is Cart Titan?
It's gotta be. Why else would they say it? Like, Jaws, though.
Jaw, that one makes sense. Titan.
Spoiler alert again, Ymir's dead.
So are you taking this to be Ymir's Titan?
Yeah, I mean, the thing has claws, and it's super fast, and it's all running around and all, like, exactly how Ymir does, so I'm taking that full-heartedly.
I kind of took it the same way, just at the same, like, okay, how about this? Let's go ahead and knock this out now. Is the white, like, skull part, is that some sort of armor? Does that come with the Titan? Like, what do you think?
Ymir didn't have that, but...
That's why, like, that's...
But then again, they have machine guns planted on the Cart Titan, so maybe that is like a face mask for it.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when you see the Cart Titan, that is obvious, just armor. Mm-hmm. Whereas this, I mean, you can see through the eye holes, and there's like a face behind it. I just don't know if it's super weird. I don't know, because the other thing about Ymir's Titan was she was like relatively small. This thing's huge.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Well, I guess it is bigger than hers was.
Like,
but then again, like you said,
significantly.
But then, like you said, though, Ymir's Titan, there were so many moments where you could not tell how big she actually was.
It was, but at the same time, I think more so than not, they established that she was quite small.
And we do know that whenever somebody inherits the Titan, they do look different, so maybe even the size can change.
Right.
And, like, the Colossal, like, we haven't even got to Armin yet, obviously. Maybe he's, like, 10 meters shorter, 10 meters taller. Like, who knows?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because I too thought, okay, this is Ymir's Titan, but just super different.
Yeah, definitely has all the attributes, though, with the claws and the running around super fast. Don't know why it's called Jaws, though. I was kind of confused on that. When it doesn't even use its jaws, but it's whatever.
We see the new armored train and see that they are reinforced with the Allied forces' new weapon. They got a great name for this. It's called the Anti-Titan Cannons. Straight to the point. I
liked your comment of the mega sword that you wanted Aaron to use.
Right.
So let's call these the mega cannons.
The mega cannons, okay. Yeah. Sure, I'm down.
I feel like these are the fixed cannons.
Oh,
they fixed the cannons one more time.
This is on an entire other plane of existence as far as fixed cannons go. I was thrilled to see this. He says that if one of the 150 millimeter rounds hits a Titan, it'll kill it in a single hit, even one of the 9.
Damn.
But Colt says that their Titans are fast and that the odds are low of them getting hit in the nape, but Maggot won't have it. He says that they would be losing it, or he says, like, is it worth the risk? And Colt's like, yeah, we would be losing a Titan and a warrior.
And we don't know if we would get those powers back.
Right, so this is already, I like that mentioned too, because as we'll get a little bit later, they're more conscious about just the powers in general, more so than even just the Titan.
Because it could be born on Island Paradise.
And we're actually there now, because Maggot recalls their mission from 9 years ago to retake the Founding Titan and how it was a failure, and that it resulted in them losing the Colossal and Female Titan. Which, I don't know how we haven't talked about this beforehand. For some reason, this was like the first time an alarm went off in my head. Is Annie even alive? Will we ever even see Annie again? How have we not talked about that?
Man.
Have
we really not talked about that?
No. We just talked about, like, oh, remember Annie? She's still in that ice, or the hardened shut. Like, why would she be?
Oh, she's definitely still alive. There's no way she's dead.
What's the point? if she's still alive, they better have a good ass reason for her to be alive, because Zeke has made it very clear. Like, Reiner and Bert were the only ones that cared about her, and her father, but her father's nothing. Zeke doesn't care. So at this point, like, if our team is keeping her alive, they better have some good ass reasons, because to forego being able to have the power of the female Titan would just be stupid. And this
I mean, they can't do anything though. Like, she's so hardened up in that ball, like they don't know how to even open it.
Right, but
I'm sure they're thinking of stuff, you know. Dude, you know, I was gonna say that's actually stupid. What I was gonna say, it's so hard. I don't even think Aaron's like hardened hands could punch it. Or maybe, dude, what if they've already broken her out and that just hasn't been shown yet?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Either there's got to be one of two things that happens for me to not be upset. Either she's still in the shell and there's just no way, like, they've got to show me that they've tried everything. Aaron going at it, Armin being the Colossal Titan and blasting it with steam. Yeah, like, or we just have to show up and just be like, oh, this person's now the female Titan. Because
that would be sick.
I mean, that would be super cool. Yeah, like, how cool would that be if, like, we don't know and then 1 second, like, Sasha just jumps up and transforms and all of a sudden she's the female Titan? Because if she's just still around...
She would be a lot hotter as the female Titan than Annie.
Yeah, like, I just feel like we have too many smart members to try and use her as leverage of some kind. Like, that's just not...
My theory, they've tried everything and they still cannot open her, and she's still underground in the crystal ball.
That's the case, and they show us that. If she's still like that and they say, hey, we've tried everything, I'm cool with that. But it's got to be one of the two. They can't just be like, well, maybe if we could trade her for...
Or they're like, somebody mentions it, they're like, what are you talking about? They're like, Annie. They're like, oh shit, we forgot about her.
She's still in the basement. So he claims that the power of the Titans is what makes... This is Maggot. He claims that the power of the Titans is what makes their nation so great, and that they won't last if they keep losing them. He tells another man to prepare the Eldian unit for attack. So one's already been decimated, and now this one's getting ready to go as well.
How do they have this many Eldians on deck, dude?
I know, that's true too. I've got a note on that in a little bit. Colt keeps trying to fight Maggot on these plans, but he just keeps throwing the fact that Colt is an Eldian in his face. So like you said, on deck, there are 800 Eldians here, and that this is their chance for them to serve their motherland with honor. And I don't know about you, but looking around these trenches, not a whole lot of these guys are looking exactly thrilled to go fight for their motherland.
No, I guess, well, we do know that there's a lot of internment zones around the continent. I guess they're just making them pop these babies out and...
Yeah, so that was my note. Do you think Marley's making them reproduce in these zones?
In excessive rates, yes. I definitely believe so, because it's literally just free. It's literally free suicide soldiers. That's all it is.
Or it could even be, well, I don't know, because they talked in season 3 about how forces from the outside were starting to focus more on Marley and they needed weapons. It just seems like why... I mean, just incredibly inappropriate.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry, guys. My roommate's FaceTiming me. He probably found out that season 4 is out right now, and he's wanting to watch it with me.
You hadn't told him. He just...
I haven't told him. He's going to be so mad.
He saw an Instagram post. He was like, wait, did you know it came out today?
He still doesn't even know who... He barely knows who Aaron is, so why would I watch it with that guy?
That guy sucks. But yeah, it's just like, if you knew that your kid was just automatically going to be enlisted into the front lines of war, why would you keep having him? But
well, they're probably forced to. They probably are watching him do it, and it's that's disgusting, dude. It's really disgusting.
So they also have a suicide squad of Eldians who are supposed to just rush the bunkers and disable the machine gun.
Jesus Christ, bro! I thought the people of Island of Parodies had it bad. I think these Eldians on this continent have it a lot worse than they do.
Yeah, just like one day you're just you're playing a pickup game of basketball in the internment zone, and the next thing you know, you got a bomb strapped to yourself saying "Fight for your motherland." So this is when we get the knowledge that Colt is the chosen successor of the Beast Titan.
And this brings up that whole me asking his age, which Catherine told us he's 25 at the end of the Battle of Shinganshina. So that means his time's almost up.
About 10 years older than Eren, she also said. So yeah, all very cool to learn. And he's told that he needs to learn what it means to lead already.
So I guess that means that the Beast Titan is always the war chief? Is that kind of what it's alluding to?
I would think so, yeah. And does it mean... Here's the thing, we still don't know if the Marleyans know how important it is for them to have royal blood. Does Colt have royal blood? Is that why he's getting chose? He seems a little bit older than the others.
I think the only way he would actually have royal blood is if Zeke birthed him. Or didn't birth him, but made him. Because remember, Dinah was the last royal blood on the continent. So I think the only way anybody else has royal blood is if Zeke literally made them.
Okay. Well, for Marley, obviously.
For Marley, yeah.
Historia
is the last one.
Okay.
I had another point to make. Oh yeah, is that why Colt's older as well? They're making him older because he's going to be the leader. Is that how Zeke got his Titans so much older than Reiner and Bert? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Or they just need more experience before they give him.
Colt looks like he's maybe.
I would say he's like the age of our characters from...
Like 16.
15, 16.
Yeah.
And the others, I think, look more 11, 12, stuff like that. Yeah. Be interesting to see. So Magath looks through binoculars and says...
Maggot.
Perfect. We can destroy the train too. Hey, was that not the whole plan? What are you talking about?
What a douche.
And this is when Gabby walks up and pleads to let her do it all by herself. But Maggot says not after all they have invested into her. So it just shows, obviously, they've got more training than perhaps other kids. She says, yeah, she is pretty great, but she can make it to where none of the other 800 have to lose their life. But if they think she's more important than the other 800, she completely understands.
All right, look, she's kind of a cunt, but I like the comments she makes to this douche Maggot.
Yeah, it makes sense, but at the same time, if you let everyone do this, then eventually... But I get what she's saying, let her try.
She's a cocky bastard for sure.
But she eventually makes her point, and Magath accepts and lets her go. So she starts to naturally strip down, which made me uncomfortable. I don't know. I know Chaz, I'm sure, didn't feel the same way.
Falco looks like he has a little crush on her, let's be honest.
If Falco's name is Chad, sure. He allows her to remove her armband for this mission. So
that's interesting.
Yep. And
very interesting.
She even had to, ask to make sure that it was okay.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention this too. We were talking about the armbands earlier, but all the 800 Eldians that it showed when you were talking about them that looked scared shitless, they were wearing silver armbands.
Okay.
So I guess the normal non-warriors wear those. The candidates to be a warrior wear the yellow ones. And then Reiner, when it showed him, he is already a warrior and he's wearing a red one. So
that's kind of the breakdown on that. We then go over to the bunker with the Allied forces, and these guys, my one note on them, very stupid hats.
Yeah. These guys remind me of, Frenchmen. Dumb Frenchmen.
It's it's one
Sorry
thing...
if you're from French.
You're in war, you can have helmets, you could have, just the normal army hats, or they go, hey, order 20,000 fezzes, and let's wear those.
Then make sure you're wearing your stupid mustache. Grow that thing in.
Hey, yeah, your mustache. These guys are just ridiculous. I hope we see better Allied forces than these bums.
Hopefully they die.
And so they see Gabby, who looks as if she's surrendering because, well, she's half naked and she's waving her arms in the air.
And limping. And
they discuss what to do. And they finally decide, we've got to shoot her. She might be an Eldian. She could be a Titan. But then she falls. And when she falls, she begins to slip off the bomb that's around her ankle and waits for the train to approach.
Suicidal. Suicidal bastard, again.
Pretty good plans as plans go, but it was also like a huge risk. If we had any more capable guys in this bunker, which applies to any TV show / a movie, why are always the biggest dummies in the bunkers? You ever think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I get don't shoot right away at a 12-year-old walking towards you, but then if you think about it for 5 seconds, you realize, I'm blowing her head off.
If I'm in a bunker, man, I've got a loose trigger finger. Anything I see move on, just send her a couple rounds into it.
5 seconds. Sorry, that was a little too much. I would think about it for approximately 1 second.
Because, like, what would her story be? The other side is trenches. Mm-hmm. Where did this little half-naked girl come running out from? Like, well, mate, hey, wait a second. She might...
What is that thing tied around her foot?
He's like, yes, I know we can see the trenches where our enemies are, but it is possible that, they did let her walk all the way over here, but I'm sure there's no funny business going on. Let's really analyze the situation we're given here. Idiots. So the train rolls up, she stands up and gets a great shot under the train, knocking it off the rails. Nice little...
She's ballsy. I'll give her that.
And as soon as it explodes and knocks the train off, Maggot calls for Galliard.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying that right. It's a cool name, Galliard. I like it. As the man in the bunker begins to fire the Gatling gun. And for some reason, dude, this is the dumbest thing I saw all episode. Falco runs out after her, even though that does absolutely no good.
I looked like he was almost just going to dive in front of the bullets. Like, this guy, she's a suicidal bastard. This guy takes it up another level, dude. What is he doing?
Obviously, he can't carry her, so at this point, all he's doing is running to meet her halfway and then being like, all right, now let's run back.
Yeah, this guy cares way too much about people already.
If anything, I'd be like knocking sand up, trying to make a distraction. I don't know. Jeez. You're not walking on the beach, bro. You don't have to meet her halfway. She's on her way. So get there when she gets there. So Galliard, the Lion Titan, appears. I like to call it the Lion Titan with this mane, this thing.
That mane is sick. And jaws, like, you can't even see his jaw. What the hell?
This guy's an absolute unit. We've already kind of talked about him because we just couldn't hold our excitement. But, I mean, if this is Ymir's Titan, what an upgrade.
I'm standing by it, dude. I'm 100% standing by it.
What an upgrade. But then let me ask you this. You claimed, and I'm not like going at you or anything, that you saw the 9th Titan in the trailer. This is the Titan, so that obviously now you would say, well, we haven't seen the 9th Titan, right?
Well, that's why I'm saying this is that's why I'm 100% certain, because the 9th Titan that I saw in the trailer looks nothing like
so you saw
Titan
another. Okay.
Yeah. The 9th Titan was definitely not the person that ate Ymir, I'll say that.
Gotcha. So we go up into... I only watched the trailer once, if you didn't listen to the preview, just because I didn't want to try and figure out the show. I just want to let it all wash over me like I'm laying on the beach.
I know. I shouldn't have watched it the second time with you. I've seen it 3 times.
You've watched it 7 times, don't lie.
Let's be honest.
There's no way you watched it only 3 times.
Once by myself, once with you, and once with my stupid roommate. His name is Dummy, because I don't like him.
So we go up into a Zeppelin, which I was just thrilled to see. We need more Zeppelins in the world, where more soldiers are prepared. And we're notified that Zeke is the spear and Reiner is the shield, because there's a man up here who got a call about what was going on down low, so he's prepping everyone. And we get to the calling card, which...
Well, Zeke's beard is still luscious as ever, too.
Yeah, I mean, Reiner's trying to catch up, but good luck with that. So... if you thought the calling cards were going to be worded any less confusing in Season 4, you were wrong. Hold on to your seatbelts for this one. Marley, a military dictatorship. Following the Great Titan War, where the hero Helos led them to victory, Marley was revived as a formidable military power. Not a powder. They're a power. Utilizing 7 of the 9 Titans as warriors, Marley conquers enemy nations with their overwhelming strength. In addition to their warriors, Marley's army, navy, and airborne forces assist in trampling their enemies. So I think this basically is just going to say that like Marley's not just going after the Eldians, and that's obviously why they got these guys in the fezzes all worked up, because they've been doing this kind of bullshit for all over the place.
It seems like they're literally fighting off several countries. Like,
right.
It's pretty crazy.
Almost to the point where it seems like it got himself in a little bit of a pickle.
Yeah. It's like they got too cocky with the Titans.
Yep.
All right. And then I'll take over the reins from here on out. You can just leave if you want. I'm sure people would rather just...
Yeah, I'm sure you're getting ready to nail this all by yourself.
So, chaos ensues, okay? We got all 800 Eldians. They start charging. Well, I guess it's all 800 of them, right?
It feels like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of them.
It was at this point I was wondering, hey, are we watching Attack on Titan or Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah, these guys are really... I mean... I feel bad for these people, man.
Hey,
they're just running into bullets.
Are we storming the beaches of Normandy, or are we running at guys with mustaches and fezzes?
They are getting absolutely ass-wrecked. And Galliard, he's running around. He is super quick, by the way. He's legit like a lion. And he is just tearing up train tracks. Or I guess it is the train tracks, right? From the Mega Cannon armored trains.
Yeah.
He's tearing those up. I mean, he's just slaughtering. Like
I just can't believe he elevated Ymir's Titan. So he's 20 times bigger. He's just as fast. Wow.
Yeah, he's got the speed that she does, except he's bigger and stronger.
For sure.
Pex Titan, I guess, however you say her name.
You went Pex, I went Peaks or something like that. So it's up to you.
Peox. The Cart Titan, fucking shit up, has a mounted mounted machine guns on its back, right?
Well, yeah, like not just mounted machine guns, like little outposts that people are definitely in firing machine guns.
Yeah, it's how many people do you think are even in it? Maybe like 4. I don't think there's too many, right?
No, it looks like maybe I only saw like 2 on basically each shoulder or something like that, and I bet there's 2 in the room, each room.
Yeah, but this Titan is just... I mean, we've seen this Titan before, obviously, but without the armor. But it's just a super upgrade. Instead of barrels on its back, like...
Did you see any napes or like any nape armor on either one of these guys? Like they've got the face stuff, and I'm just wondering, like in the grand scheme of things.
I think the Cart Titan, like the way that the machine gun things are set up, it looks like its nape was covered.
Okay.
Now, Ymir's Titan, Galliard, did not look like it.
Yeah. He just.
But
looks like
that is
Bone
smart.
King.
I mean, I know. Well, we'll talk about what's about to come too, but yeah. So that Titan's just fucking shit up as well, and we got Fat Pig. You know, Maggots.
Yeah, his
Commander
right-hand
Maggots.
man. Somehow I managed to not even mention him in the first half of the episode.
I'm just going to call him Fat Pig because that's what he is. He looks like a rapist.
Yeah, I'm going to call him Porky.
He's laughing at Falco because Falco is helping out an enemy soldier.
He does look like a racist. Good note.
A rapist? Right?
You said racist or rapist?
I said rapist, but also
well, he looks kind of racist too.
Yeah. This guy looks like he sucks. And Falco's helping out the enemy who looks absolutely messed up. And he honestly looks like he's going to die any second. And he's trying to, put a tourniquet on him. And Gabby's telling Falco that you think obeying the laws of war will get you the armored Titan. And Falco's like, I don't care about that. The guy's murmuring. He's just barely talking. In a different language, mind you. Obviously, they're fighting a different country. And Falco tells Udo to translate what he's saying. And Udo translates it, and the guy is saying, "Don't touch me, you'll taint me, you devil blood." So,
all right. So they've
Falco,
got their opinions on the Marlians, that's the thing. Is this guy saying devil blood because he knows he's an Eldian, or he knows he's a Marlian?
He knows he's an Eldian. I meant to mention this earlier. Whenever Gabby was walking out, the soldiers that were about to shoot at her did say that could be an Eldian of Marley. So yeah, they do know about Eldians and how Marley has controlled these Eldians. So it seems like every country, well, at least these guys know what's going, what's been going on.
It's almost like they're fighting the Marlians, but they're even more worried about the Eldians because they, even though they're fighting against them, like believe the rumors or what. Like, obviously, they're not straight up devils. Some of them are good people, the Titans themselves, maybe, and they bought into that, so they don't want any part of it.
So about that time, though, a flare goes off, and the Eldians start retreating, all the suicide runners, and the Zeppelin starts flying over. And we get the suicide bombs, or suicide Eldians, jumping out of the Zeppelin.
These poor guys didn't even have time to get out of their sleeping bags.
No, they stay in their sleeping bags. They got parachutes. And what is this stuff that's like taped to their chest? Did you see that?
No.
It looks like something. I don't really know what's going on with their whole ordeal here. But then, they're in midair on parachutes, and Zeke screams. He does his scream, and they all transform at once, which was such a badass scene, dude.
Yeah, this was definitely the coolest scene of the episode, and obviously added a whole other wrench into just basically everything. But
like I was saying, I think they have Titan fluid taped to them or something. It looks like something is taped to them, and that's how they transform when he screams.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But I also don't know how they transform without this fluid being in them. It's more questions. This show just leads you to more questions.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of thing they have rigged up. Like, is the scream like breaking something that puts the Titan stuff into them, or is it just active? I don't know. Because my note was, so the Beast Titan can scream and transform people in some way, whether it's, like I said, do you think that, like the Founding Titan, that this is another thing where you have to have royal blood to be able to do it? To me, it would. Maybe,
or it's a Beast Titan's power. That could just be part of his power, but that's
the same thing with the Founding Titan. Like, controlling the Titans is one of the Founding Titan's powers, but he can't do it unless.
So I guess it has to do with royal blood. That's a good point. Or it could just be, I don't know, because I know that how like Annie was able to call over Titans in season 1 to come eat her, and she didn't have royal, or maybe she does. Maybe that's the secret with Annie.
Right.
Oh, I never even thought about that until I just said it out loud.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I don't know.
This show just always leads to more questions.
I would just be surprised.
As big of a nose as Annie has, she looks kind of like Dinah.
Yeah, it would just be weird to me if the only Titan that has to have some, like, all of the royal blood to be able to do everything would be the Founding Titan, but obviously that was kind of the main one, so maybe, I don't know. I'll be on the lookout. Just throwing stuff out there.
But yeah, they start transforming in midair, and they all land on the high ground.
Titan bombs.
Crazy, dude.
This is what I'm talking about. Season 4, baby. This is what I was looking for. I was talking about in the preview of them like in cities falling off buildings. I didn't expect them to be used as bombs.
Titan bombs. But then half of them land. They start eating the soldiers there, and we got Fat Pig. Porky.
Yeah, Porky.
Porky starts saying, he's calling them devils, and he's like, yeah, this is what they used to do to our ancestors, Marley's ancestors. They would eat us too. He's like, look at these devil bloods. And all the candidates are just sitting there like, don't know what to say to that. But, the mega cannons that are, I guess, strapped up on the walls, they start shooting at these mindless Titans. And
these are some cannons your boy Ronny can finally get down with.
Dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is game changers, okay? I'm completely on your side now. I'm done with the other
now
cannons.
You are, huh?
It took 4 seasons, but
this
I'm on
guy waved the flag for fixed cannons for 3 seasons, but once he finally saw some... Hey, what just happened?
Dude,
we are stopping this podcast right now so you can explain. First, let me tell you from my point of view. We're having a conversation. You looked like you were in excruciating pain, and then that transformed into you sniffing your fingers.
Okay, the long pause I had earlier, I won't lie to you. We were talking, I lost my train of thought, I got super hot. That's why I have my pants rolled up. My right armpit, we talked about this in another podcast. My right armpit is sweating bullets right now, but my left isn't even sweaty, so I picked my armpit with my hand.
Not answering my question.
and it doesn't smell that bad.
What was the cause of pain on your face?
No, it was just I realized how soaky my armpit was. Do you ever feel that? How soaky it is?
Oh my god.
And then I just smelled it, and it's not as bad as it seems, guys.
Hey, we're doing a podcast here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That you're at the reins of, buddy.
I'm having heat flashes, bro. It's hot in here, but it's all good. It's all good. We're almost done.
Do I need to open up a window again?
Don't know why you have the heater on in here.
I think it's 68 degrees in this room.
Okay. So where was I at?
I don't know. You're supposed to be the leader, and I'm supposed to just be following you at this point, but you're too busy smelling your armpit.
Yeah, the fat pig guy said that. You know,
Porky, call him Porky.
Porky. And, Reiner, we get a glimpse of Reiner parachuting down now, and he's wearing these sick-ass goggles. Reiner's looking pretty dope, man. Okay, 4 years. What?
I don't think he looks dope.
You don't? I think those goggles just bring something out of him.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. No one ever made a pair of goggles look cool.
Except for Reiner.
No.
No, come on.
No one has ever put on goggles and I thought, wow, now this guy looks really cool.
Wow, well, Reiner, I guess Ronny is just a
Sometimes they put them on and I go, oh, this guy looks sneaky, or oh, this guy might be smart, but cool? No, that's not a way that I would describe him.
So, he's talking about how half the Titans, though, in this the bombardment, half of them die off impact.
Yeah.
And he says the other half, he's like, well, this is pretty good. This is kind of what we expected. And then he stabs himself and transforms right near the bottom. And one of the dopest armored Titan transformations we've seen so far.
Yeah, the drums start, like, that was the coolest sound or music thing of the whole episode, was when Reiner and a little bit later when the Beast Titan transformed, they hit these drums, like, they're awesome.
It's AoT, okay? It's peak AoT.
Yes, peak AoT. I know
that's like your
that's your new cruel world. You love saying peak AoT. But so yeah, when these Titans died from jumping out, I guess it's just because like the elevation shouldn't have anything to do with it, right? Like they would, as long as their nape's intact, so they must just be falling bad ways, like right onto their nape. Yeah,
that's what he was kind of saying. He's like, with this altitude and stuff, like they're kind of, the way they're spinning and stuff, they're just falling.
Yeah, they just fall the wrong way, because even if, like a leg pops off, they should still be able to.
Right. Yeah, because you see when they're eating them, you see like some of them have like half their eye gone.
Yeah.
Because they landed on that part. Reiner transforms, dope transformation. He starts taking out these mega cannons.
Oh, my quote of the day.
Let's hear it.
As Reiner's fallen, he goes, "More walls."
Oh, why did I not mention this?
I'm sick and tired of walls.
And
Great
we get a little
line.
flash to the fixed cannons on Wall Maria.
Great line.
Oh, beautiful line. And it shows that Reiner still is not well from his time on Paradise.
I loved this transformation so much. When Reiner transformed into the Armored Titan, it was like the first time I sat back and was like, okay, yeah, I'm watching Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Because even though there had been other things that were, it was like, okay, yeah, obviously I'm watching Attack on Titan, this brought all the feels back, and I was like, okay, here's my character.
And you know what else brings the feels back? When Reiner runs, the sound the Armored Titan makes when he runs. I love that sound, dude. I don't know why. It's just like...
Loving it.
Sounds like pain, bro. It sounds like a train of pain. How do you like that?
Train of pain.
So Reiner's train of pain, he just starts taking out these mega cannons on the wall, just fucking ambushing them. And then,
You've never looked like more of a Chad, by the way, with this hat thing you got going on.
Well, sometimes you just got to take the name and wear it on your head.
I know people can't see it, so I probably shouldn't mention it, but you just look like a real douchebag.
Well, the music is, just popping off right now, but Reiner gets caught face to face with a mega cannon that's about to fire at him when the boy Galliard, I've already liked this guy. We haven't even seen what this guy looks like. Already like him. He jumps on the cannon and rips it.
So there's like multiple levels of this Titan equipment, because one of the shells went through Reiner's hand. That was like one of the mega cannons. And then I think they're different anyway, because then one of the guns from the armored train, it took off like his entire hand.
Right. These mega cannons look like they put in some good size holes. They even go through the armor of
Right.
this Titan. But these trains that are set up, they actually fucking just blow off.
Yeah, they're like a
huge chunks.
damn missiles or something. They're intense.
Yeah, and his arms cut off, and after Galliard comes and takes out the remaining mega cannons, Reiner just bulldozes the train and uses it as a shield with the other mega cannons.
Yeah, and after Galliard comes, that was when my second quote of the day was when one of these douchebags with a mustache and fez shouts, "You son of a whore!"
You son of a whore. Wow,
Got him!
These guys are so lame. These stupid mustaches and stupid hats.
Got him!
Yeah.
I mean, my Titan of the Week, it's so clearly Galliard.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's sick.
Because all the pure Titans that fell from the sky, they looked pretty normal. Like, they were just your average.
Yeah, I looked for some sort
Yeah.
but this one popped off the screen.
He's awesome. This guy must be a badass. But then, Reiner then throws the Mega Train. He has so much power, he throws it. And that's when everything stops, and he's calling for Zeke. He's waving him down. That whole fight sequence, though, was intense. Like,
Yeah.
way different than any fight we've seen in Attack on Titan, obviously, because of how the technology and just had multiple Titans fighting these soldiers. Just awesome.
It was like a stadium. It was like he dropped into a bowl and was just like taking out the stands. It was cool.
Yeah, and then as Zeke's parachuting down, his luscious beard, he's got the goggles as well. I think Zeke rocks it. I know you don't like goggles, but is Zeke not rocking it?
No, he still looks goofy as ever, too. He's just got that beard that's making him look kind of cool.
But he transforms, and his transformation isn't bad. I like seeing the Beast Titan, but not as cool as the
Yeah,
armor.
it wasn't like Reiner's.
Yeah.
And we kind of see the potential warriors watching from like one of these trenches, and Udo's asking like, is this it? Is this finally going to be the end of the war? As they see, Zeke transforming in the lightning strike.
Yep. And then Zeke says, "War is such a terrible thing," as he's landing.
Which is such a Beast Titan / Zeke line. This is
That was what really drew me back to Zeke. I was like, okay, we got Zeke back here. Then he picks up these cannon shells.
Yeah, he's like
a whole bunch of them.
like
And does his normal routine pitch.
pitching form, still as great as ever. It's great to see he's not letting those fundamentals get sloppy.
Or excuse me, the top of the ninth, he's a closer. He's definitely a closer.
For sure, because he brings that gas.
Yeah. And then he just throws it at all the warships. But he wasn't expecting all of them to shoot at him at once. Especially from that distance, you could tell. And that's when Reiner has to jump in front and just takes some blasts, dude. He gets fucked up.
Like they said, Reiner's the shield,
Yeah.
Zeke's the spear.
And Zeke throws the first one, and then he gets one more throw in, and just
Missed opportunity from a comment for Zeke there. That's usually, I feel like, when he would have some sort of smart aleck line. I was disappointed we didn't hear anything there.
It was almost like he was a little upset, though, when he turned around and saw how messed up Reiner was. Like,
yeah.
You could tell he was kind of, I don't know. But yeah, he fucks up the remaining ships with the second throw, and that pretty much just ends the war. So we get a little commentary from what you said. I asked you this. It sounded like Hanji.
Yeah, I think the narrator at the end here sounds like Hanji.
Okay. And it's talking about how the fleet destroyed the Mid-East Allied forces, and, later on after that, they signed a peace treaty with Marley. So they got so fucked up, they just had to sign a peace treaty. And this is 4 years of war, and Marley finally wins. But the world is slowly learning that the era of Titan domination was coming to an end, because technology rapidly advancing, it looks like they've got stuff that can actually fight the Titans.
Yeah,
now.
they got some weapons together that it looks like complete game changers. We're not spitting little cannonballs off top of walls anymore. We've got some serious artillery.
They're pressed to attain the founding Titans soon. And they've talked about, I think this is a little earlier in the episode, how the only reason they were in this war is because of them fucking up the mission of getting the founding Titan. I don't know if you caught that. Basically saying since they lost warriors in that thing, that's why they went to war with this country.
Well, yeah, losing warriors, but then on top of that, Well, one, not getting the founding titan, like
Yeah,
they said, but
that's
they
the
also,
biggest.
like, they needed to go to Paradise. The reason they were going to Paradise Island in the first place
fossil fuels.
was fossil fuels for their own weapons.
Yep.
Because, I mean, that is interesting if you think about it, because Marlians, they never show, like, they've got the Titans, but they never showed any kind of weapons other than, like, the guns on the back of, what's his cart? The cart Titan.
The dork titan. That's what we should call
The
it.
cart Titans is as bad as, what was it in season 1 and stuff? The wagon guard.
Yes, I loved the wagon guard, dude. Great characters in the
Like,
wagon
hey,
guard.
what Titan are you? I'm the Beast Titan. How about you? The Founding Titan. I'm the Armor Titan. How about I'm the Cart Titan?
Yeah, at least Jaws Titan sounds cool, even though it has nothing to do with the Jaws.
Yeah.
Like, at least it sounds
well,
cool.
yet.
That's true. It could, I guess. But even Ymir's, like, what? She just had an ugly jaw? Is that what she was
She
called?
had some fangs and stuff like that. She was a grody looking thing, but Ymir, let's be honest, she sucked. I don't think she was using 10% of her capabilities at that Titan.
Yeah, that's true. And, we end it right there. Well, not yet, actually, because we go to the Marley citizens reading a bunch of newspapers. And, we got a guy saying that, just shouting, yes, Marley, we finally won the war after 4 years. And then we get a mystery man.
Little mystery man.
Really focused in on him, reading a newspaper.
I only see him from, like, the upper lip down.
Upper lip down, he's wearing a hat covering his eyes. And he walks away. And me and you got a good guess who this is, but Johnny boy.
Yeah, it seems as if maybe Jean has infiltrated the city of Marley, or I don't know if the city's called. Is the city called Marley? Probably not. But they're the Marleyans, and he's
The
part of the
country of Marley,
civilization. Is that a country?
Country, yeah, with no idea what the city is, but this got me hyped up. I think after watching it the first time, I told you to rewind it because I was like, wait a minute, because we've seen the new images of the characters.
Right.
And it 100% to me looks like this has to be Jean.
Yeah, the face, the shape of the face looks like it. Got some longer hair. They really focus on this guy, making you want to believe that it's someone.
And did you think that when you first saw it, or were you just kind of not paying attention? Because I know you're not.
I know. I mean, I was like, okay, who's this guy? And then kind of, I hadn't gotten there quite yet. I was just going to be like, all right, I'm definitely paying attention the second time we watched, but that's when you said it's that Jean, and then we rewinded, and once we rewinded, I agreed that definitely looks like.
And then we get into the ending song, and
for my money, post-credit song, way better than the opening credit song.
I was about to say, super beautiful. A beautiful song, very bright colors, but not just the weird smoke colors. Like, this was awesome colors.
Yeah, I really dig the post-credit sequence.
But it gave a lot of emphasis on Falco.
Okay.
So what seemed like to me during this episode, Gabby was the most important of the warriors. They're also putting a lot of emphasis on Falco. So I don't know what they're trying to allude to there.
I can see that, because I think it might have been like they were trying to shove Gabby as the most important, but they definitely gave Falco some moments.
Okay.
Obviously, it opened with Falco.
Yeah.
And then we saw some, like I said, moments later on that I could see where Falco is the main guy out of this
Falco,
group.
cool name, by the way.
I'd really like the name Falco. I pretty much liked all the names that we got out of this. I mean, I like Colt.
I mean, I wish it was
Gabby.
Sophia, but whatever.
Yeah, Zofia is going to take a extra part of my brain to not call her Sophia, because why is it Zofia?
Udo, I don't mind Udo either.
And nice and short. I appreciate that.
Yeah, the only name we really got to make fun of was Maggot. That guy.
So, but good start. And we obviously have the nickname Porky. Don't forget about that.
Porky, yeah.
Would you have ever guessed that we do not get a single one of our main characters of our group? Obviously, we saw Reiner and Zeke.
No, I did think it was going to be a lot of Reiner and Zeke, but I thought for sure we'd at least get, even if it was at the end, we would get just a couple scenes of just anything. Them doing anything. We didn't get any of it. The only person we saw was Jean, and we didn't even really see him. Pretty crazy.
And I think it's Jean. So then the question is Jean over here doing his own thing? Is the whole squad over here?
Yeah, that gets me super excited. If the whole squad is already here and they don't know, I am fucking hyped, bro. That is going to be so sick.
I hope that it's revealed that maybe it's like Jean, Connie, Sasha. Like if Aaron and Armin are over here, that feels kind of dumb.
Well, yeah, I mean, we didn't get anything on Aaron and Armin. That's a good point. I don't know. I have no idea what.
I'm just talking about who all's over here. Like,
yeah, you would think it's not just Jean. There's no way they would send him on a solo mission.
Yeah, I would like to see
Mikasa.
like it like I said, some side character. Well, not side characters.
Well, maybe
but
not
some of the secondary. Well, Mikasa's gonna, unless her and Jean shipping it. So I don't see her being away from Aaron and
maybe they have an
Armin.
apartment there together and they're just living a humble life and they're actually not a part of the story anymore. Her and Jean are just living with Marley.
But I think a 4-year gap, I think that would be good to, because like I said, I'm very by the details, so they need enough time for me to believably them say like, okay, we built these boats, we've got everyone on board, like everyone on Paradise Island knows what's going on.
Well, we did establish that,
and
right?
The garrison's ready to go.
We did establish this is 4 years since the end of...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you thought that was a good time gap that they did?
Yeah. And there's about kind of what you were saying, 5 years, I was saying 3, so right in the middle makes sense. Yeah. We'll have to see.
And I'm glad that they didn't... I was going to be super upset if Zeke or Reiner, it was like their time was already up and they already gave away... Obviously in the trailer they were there, but I'm glad that no one's having to give away their powers yet. That they're still...
So that's another thing. Reiner is obviously pretty beat up. They've got, it sounds like they're getting ready to make the decision off this battle alone who the next Armored Titan's going to be.
And they already know who's the next beast.
So, what do you think? Reiner's going to recover again? How much more Reiner are we going to get?
I think we'll get a lot of him, but it could be that we see near the end of the series him giving up his armor. And...
Oh, I think it's going to be way before the end of the series. That's what I think.
Really? Oh, you think so?
I think so, yeah.
You think he's definitely going to be...
Because I think this season 4 is going to be a lot about these kids that we just met.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
that's gonna make me sad.
Obviously, they still have a lot to do with Zeke. I would not be surprised if Reiner is gone by episode 10.
Wow, that is a hot take by Ronny, guys.
Because I think he still has to have one more meeting with our group of characters and stuff, but I felt like they were really trying to prep us for be like, hey, these kids right here are like the next part of the story.
Yeah, good points. Good points. I don't know. I think he'll at least last the first 16 episodes. If the first part, the entire first part, maybe right at the beginning of the second part, he's gone. But I think he'll last the first part.
And I got more predictions. I think Colt, if you're right and he is Falco's brother, I think there's going to be this thing of Falco somehow getting mixed in with our group. And so this could be more of like a second part thing, and we have some sort of situation where Colt is the Beast Titan fighting for the Marlians, but Falco is fighting, the little brother is fighting for the Eldians on, Aaron and them side. So
yeah. And I'll say this. I don't want Gabby to be the Armored Titan. She's not a terrible character, but like I said, a little C-wordy. I would rather it be Falco. That'd be so dope if Falco was the Armored Titan. Or even Zofia.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what is in store for Falco. I do not think Falco will be the Armored Titan.
Okay.
I think Gabby probably will be the Armored Titan, if I had to guess.
Yeah, Zofia and Udo, they definitely seem like they're definitely not.
They're Connie and Sasha.
Yeah.
They're Connie and Sasha. But yeah, anything else you have?
I think that about covers it, man.
We'll have to kind of figure out how we might do feedback for this sort of thing, because I don't know about you, but this whole you coming over Sunday and then us recording on Sunday, it's a quick turnaround so we can get the episode out. It kind of stinks that we're not going to be able to do too much with feedback. If we get enough feedback that we feel like we want to talk about it, maybe you come over a little earlier. We have one episode that's just a little feedback segment.
Yeah.
Just let us know what you guys think, if you guys have an opinion, but let us know what you thought of this episode. We're here. This is so exciting. All the manga people are laughing at us
I know.
because we were so wrong.
When
73% of the time this episode.
When do our characters ensue in the chaos? When do you think?
In the chaos or just scene?
Well, in the chaos, like there's an actual, like they start fighting, not just a scene. Because obviously there's going to be a fight. I mean, that's kind of what's bound to happen.
I will say, I wouldn't be surprised if after this episode we get more of a exposition episode next time. Just kind of seeing where all our group is, what their plan is, stuff like that.
So you think maybe like episode 6 is when they start really getting down to it?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I just think that they've got, from what we're hearing, there's so much for them to cover, so much for them to do.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, episode 3, I could see them facing off with in some sort of, obviously not some.
I'm so hyped, man. I'm so hyped.
Game changer. That's the biggest thing. I just hope the pacing's good. And sounds like they got plenty of stuff to go through, so I think it will. I don't need some Chimera Ant arc on my hands.
Wow, fucking hater.
But with that being said, send us the feedback at thepodcastchronicles at gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in.
Like us on YouTube. We've been really putting them out on there.
No, that's Chaz's fault. He's got to get up on this YouTube game. He's so passionate about it. No, but subscribe. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. That always helps.
Love you guys.
Until next time, we'll see you next week. Peace. Why were you so, you just really wanted to get in there, huh? Saying peace before I even... Peace.
I know.
Say it again.
Peace.